Hello and welcome to the DanVanDam and Friends podcast, where Danny doesn't have any friends usually on this show, and he weeps gently. So, as I bring my guitar up here and start playing you a song, here's about 4 subjects I'm going to give you today. It's going to be about the amiibos, it's going to be my impressions of Wolfenstein: The New Order, about my website, and people who play a tiny fraction of a game, then praise it without completing it completely. I mean, not even barely touching the game at all. Again, I'll go into that at the end, because I know it's going to get me the most heat, I think. So alright, my first off, I'm going to talk about my impressions of Wolfenstein: The New Order. Now, it's your typical shooter of today, where it does the formula right. It kinda is not anything innovative at all. It really isn't. But at the same time, it does have a very good storyline. The characters are likable. I mean, I like Blazkowicz in this game. He's actually quite likable. And it's just a really good-looking, well-playable game. So, it's one of those separate games that it doesn't quite make you want to replay it unless you're really hardcore about getting every little ounce of the content throughout the game. But other than that, it's a really fun to play game. I mean, there's a lot of people who just say if it sucks or it doesn't suck, and it's just generally how people are. They go, well, this is the same old shit from before, I hate the fucking game now. It's like, is the gameplay a little bit fun? Yeah. Then it doesn't suck. It just means that it's the same old shit and your stigma's saying, hey, it sucks. It doesn't suck. I mean, if this isn't your type of genre, it's a bias right there too. I mean, again, people say games suck. I'm going into a tirade, by the way, I hope you don't mind. People say games suck because they don't generally like the genre and they just play it anyway because it's a new game that comes out. And so when I play a game, I usually pick up a game that's catered to my interests. I mean, that's generally how I am, and so therefore I feel more honest about when I play the game. I mean, yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Order, it has a couple bugs here and there that was so light and buttery that it didn't really ruin anything at all. It didn't make the popcorn soggy or anything, it didn't make it into a mush pile. It just did what it had to do when it comes to, being a bug occasionally. When it came to music, it was pretty good. The intro music is awesome. I actually probably going to find a way to download that, actually. It's kind of catchy. So, yeah. I mean, it does what it needs to do. It isn't trying to break any grounds when it comes to originality, but hey, it caters to the genre in a good way. I mean, it has its flaws. It's the same old shit, yes, but it's still fun. So, next one is, of course, the amiibo craze. Now, you have amiibos which have some part malfunctions, I guess, through factory malfunctions, that basically were, the Samus, right? And basically she's worth, I think it was $4,000 on eBay or something like that. I don't know, I don't pay attention that deep. But basically, the amiibos have sold like hotcakes off the shelf. They just pretty much not off the shelf completely, because you can still find a couple in the store. Just a few of them just getting bought off the shelf, and you're like, holy shit, It's basically how the Skylanders craze happened. I mean, it's a holiday season, this is when Nintendo decided to release these toys, and so therefore, that's what you get for releasing it around the holiday season. Kids are going to be going bullshit crazy, the parents want to make the kids happy, so they buy a ton of them, and there you go, that's pretty much a summary of that right there. So, to me personally, I think it's quite an interesting product. I can kind of agree with the craze. I mean, it's a cool idea. I mean, it doesn't quite link you, pardon the pun, to any particular game fully. There's supposed to be more compatibility, with these toys in the future. So it'll be different games, different strokes, different folks, basically. So if you like Mario Kart, you got characters from Mario Kart already set up there, where you can have like a helmet or something like that for your car or whatever else, for your Mii. And you basically have, a character you can build with the amiibos on Super Smash Bros. Melee. Not Melee. Wow, brain fart. Super Smash Bros. Wii U, excuse me. So, therefore, you kind of have this whole entire fiasco with it just being a really cool and interesting idea by Nintendo. I mean, it's not innovative, because obviously Skylanders has done this a long time ago. I mean, there's other toys out there too that were interactive with games, which I can't remember their freaking names, but I do remember there being a couple of them. I'm not gonna say that Sega toy there, the what the hell is it called? What the hell is it called? What the hell is it called? You know, toys that were interactive with the game, basically, is all I'm trying to get to. I mean, you could be technical and say, well, a controller is a toy too. Yeah, so isn't a computer. What's your point? No, it isn't. It's for research. Yeah, that furry yep porn is sure research. Anywho, basically, really cool, interesting. I like it, and I can kind of see where the craze is coming from. At the same time, it's also a silly toy combination here. Where, I mean, the price is not bad. I mean, it's like $12 for these figurines, and they're kind of well sculpted. You know, not badly sculpted or anything, like you're going through a blind bag style of toy. But, again, really cool stuff. I hope they actually put out some cool ones. Who knows, maybe they'll put out a collection of figurines that might be rare and unappreciated characters or something in the games, and maybe we'll actually be able to use Samus other than fucking Smash Brothers for once. Because, you know, I'd like to actually play another Metroid game that's side-scrolling based, or platforming based, excuse me, that's not 3D, not first person, but just straight up Metroid or Super Metroid style. That would be very nice, that'd make me happy. Okay, thanks. I don't care if the director retired, because you obviously did not think of that when, of course, they released that to the Ninja group there, that from, what the hell they call it, Taiko, whatever the hell they called there, who made the other M. That one was a horrible mess. Nothing like that, please. Okay, thanks, bye. So, next one here is, do you want to be on the Total Game... Wow, I was just the Total Gamer. Lol. That would have been a mess at the copyright department. No, not really. The Daily Gamepad is basically looking for folks who wish to have their videos daily updated, or updated daily on the website, where every time you upload a video, it will show up on our front page, and it'll basically just showcase the community here on YouTube. Which would be more interesting ways so than one of showing folks your content in the future. So people check out our website and be like, hey, what's this YouTuber here? They'll click it and watch it, and if they like it, they'll subscribe to it. Another possibility of getting you some traffic. People are like, I don't care about traffic. That's true, that's fine, that's fair. So any of those folks who are interested, be sure just in the comments go, hey, you know, I wouldn't mind having my channels upgraded on the Daily Gamepad. And I'm like, sure. And I'll go through the fiasco of putting you guys on there. So, the last topic here will get me in a little bit of trouble, I think, because a lot of people will be kind of angry the way I'm wording this. But people who only play a tiny fraction of a game, then praise it without even completing it at all. Now, I've had friends in the past tell me about this, where people buy a massive volume of games. I can understand people can't completely get to every single one of those games. They just play them a little bit of, and therefore they put it away on the shelf, and it just sits there and you just praise it. So, basically, what I'm saying is that people will buy a game, they'll put it in their tray or put it in their cartridge slot, they'll click it in there, and they'll say, you know, they'll get to the intro screen, they'll get through a couple areas in the game, like just a few, they'll die by an enemy, they'll turn the game off, they'll take the cartridge out of the slot, they'll blow it a couple times, put it in the case, and then their friends will ask them about it, just to save face. Oh, the game's really goddamn good. It is really good. Oh my god, my nipples are erect right now. You have no idea how erect my nipples are. This game is so good, I'm gonna need my kids after it. Basically that kind of thing. Yeah, they just then they look up guides online somewhere to figure, you know, to basically say, oh yeah, that part right there, yeah, that part right there, yeah, and then that's basically it. So, what is my beef with that? Well, here's the thing. It's like, if you haven't completed the game, just honestly say you did not complete the game, so therefore you don't have a complete opinion about the game. Don't just say, oh yeah, the game's fantastic. I see people on Steam, and they do this shit a lot of the time. They'll write reviews for a game. They'll only spend like 1.3, which is like 30 minutes of game time, out of like probably a 45-hour game, or a 30-hour game, or an 8-hour game, and they'll not even touch the surface at all. They'll barely touch the surface with the said game. So, you basically get this wrong impression. Well, this game's great, blah blah blah. The graphics are great. The game controls are smooth, but yet they never touch the damn game. And there's no other ports of this said game on any console, so therefore they couldn't even tell you off that bat which the game is good or not. So it's a wrong impression. Basically, it's a misleading impression, should I say? Where I mean, their impressions could change when you play a game. I mean, yeah, you can get the basic controls, the premise of the said game when you play it with, first couple minutes. You're like, okay, how are the controls? You start playing the controls. Alright, these controls are pretty smooth with the mechanics of shooting or running around or whatever else. But then, there could be a part in the game where you could really dislike it, but you'll never know because you never got to that point in the game. And most people don't do that. They don't even bother. They just play it for a couple hours and then they do a review on it on YouTube or something, for all we know. So, there you have it. I mean, it's sort of like, it isn't necessarily shameful, it isn't anything like that, it's just sort of saddening that people just want to get reviews out or want to get, publicity or whatever else, or, just to get a product out, which is their videos on YouTube. They just want to do this shit fast, quick, and get it out the door. Oh shit, I have a deadline, put up a review on YouTube, oh shit. Turn the camera on, let's just go off the cuff. That's generally what happens. It just turns into one of those kind of things, but anyway, I digress. Those are my subjects for this week. Now, in the comments down below, leave your feedback. What do you think about these subjects? And also, as a part of the question to you, would you like to be on the Daily Gamepad website newsfeed? Where every time you upload a video, it will upload to our website. It will give everyone a direct link to your channel so people can watch you directly. So, if you want that to happen, and want that to be so, be sure to leave a comment down below. And I'll just go through the work myself and do the footwork, blah 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 blah. Touch my nipples, and see you later. If you enjoyed today's broadcast, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos and podcasts to come. Also, down below, be sure to follow me on a few of the social media outlets I am a part of. As always, thank you humbly for watching and leaving your feedback.